The following program is a production of Naleo TV.
Aloha and welcome to the Audrey Wilson Cooking Show. Today, I have my buddy over here, J.E. Orozco. J.E., do you know how to make sushi?
No, but I eat it quite a bit.
Okay, and what do you think sushi is?
Well, for me, sushi, I'm always thinking about the fish, the amaebi, the
nigiri,
the nigiri, all that type of thing. When I think of sushi, hey, we're gonna go eat sushi. That's the first thing I think about.
Right. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Maki Sushi, which is the roll. We're gonna do some cone sushi, which is called Inari Sushi.
Okay. What is it called again?
Inari.
Inari.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Okay. And basically, sushi is something you learn from your parents.
Right.
I learned it from my mother, and there's nothing written, but it's ingrained because this is how it is. There was no question. You never questioned it. You never said, how come? It's because it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
When you want a great meal, local style, turn on the Leo and sit a while. Watch and listen, then you'll know just how to do it on Audrey Wilson's Cooking Show.
Okay, so first, sushi is not difficult to make. When we're gonna make the Inari sushi.
Inari, okay.
And then when we put the ingredients in there has to be 1, 3, 5, or 7 fillings. They're so superstitious, and you never question it with your mother. So one is maybe you may have 1 thing of egg or takuang or something. Then it'll be 3 or 5. We're gonna do 5.
5.
2 is a bad luck number, the way it's written, the way it's said. 4 is a bad luck number, the way it's written and said. So it's that important. It's an interesting, when you learn from your mother or your grandmother, you don't argue. So what I did is I cut this carrot into the size of the roller. Because I want it to be the length of it, because that's for the filling. So you can see it's the exact size of the roller. And then I'm going to cut it into, I need to cook this in some, what we call dashi. And this is an interesting thing about sushi. In the old days, they walked everywhere. There was no other means of transportation in Japan. So, and of course, for Japanese, what they would do is they always would bring a rice ball, or omusubi, or nigiri, what they call. And the rice ball, if you walk too long and in the hot sun in the summer, by the time it was time for lunch 4 hours later, they found that the rice had gotten bad. And what it is that, and I always talk about this, in rice, raw rice, no matter if you cook it, there's a bacteria called Bacterius bacillus that's always in there. So in the old days, what happened is they thought, oh my gosh, I have a tummy ache. So then they started to put vinegar in it, and kind of how sushi was born. And then when they put vinegar, the vinegar stopped the bacteria from growing. And then so 4 hours later, when they arrived at their destination, or after walking for 4 hours, the rice was still good and they could eat it. But that's kind of how they started to season their rice. And then a lot of times, if you notice, if you order like onigiri, it's salted to make it last. Salt also is a deterrent to let that bacteria grow. So salt and vinegar are the 2 very important things. And now, because it's seasoned, you can also eat it. For the whole day, you can leave it out at room temperature. It's not a problem. Some important things about sushi making is when the rice is hot is when you season it with the vinegar. It's equal parts of vinegar and sugar.
Yeah.
And then a very important component is some kind of flavoring. This is called dashi, instant dashi. And this one is the seaweed flavored, and this is it, seaweed flavored. dashi. So this
Yeah,
is
that
an
looks
important. So I put a little bit. I put a package of that in the 1 cup of vinegar, 1 cup of sugar, and I boiled it. So I dissolved the sugar. So that you scatter over the rice, the hot rice, until the rice is kind of nice and shiny and has a lot of taste. And you can put a little bit of salt too. But then you do not roll the sushi until it's cold. So
You have to remember quite a few things.
no,
there.
yeah, it's just little things, but you remember it. Like I said, nothing's written down, but it's things that you never forget. Because don't you ever do it again, or do it at all, because I told you so. So anyway, she loved to cook, and she made great sushi, and I learned a lot from her. So I have a cup of sugar and a cup of yamasa shoyu, and borrow this. I'm gonna just mix that up. I'm gonna heat this up a little, because this is what this is my base that I need for cooking the vegetables. And I need to cook
Okay.
I need to cook this. This has to be cooked, okay? The other thing I need is kampyo. Kampyo is gourd. I'm gonna turn this on. Let me turn this on to keep this up. And that on. So I need the carrots to be cooked first, because they need to be cooked the longest.
So those are 2 large carrots, right?
Just one.
1. Oh, you cut it in half. Okay.
Yeah, because what
Looks like a
happens
lot.
is, 1 package of sushi makes 10. I'm also going to make kon sushi, and then we'll talk about it later, but I need these. The leftover of these, I need it to chop up. This is called uzumaki. And I like to use this to make sushi, because uzumaki, when you think of kamaboko, you think of one with a stick.
Right.
This one doesn't have a stick. You don't need the stick. You throw it away anyway, right? And then, but this one has more color. When you cut it for your sushi, let me put this here. When you cut it, it has pretty colors. Every place. You never have one that's only white. Even in the middle, it's pretty. Cut this off. And make strips. This will go at the end. We're gonna cook that. As soon as this is dissolved, I'm going to. So, put some here. We're gonna cook it here. While this is cooking, I'm gonna get a can of tuna, and then I'm gonna cook it here. I'm gonna mix it, and I kind of strain the tuna. Took off.
Okay,
This one is
because it does
tuna
have-
in water, so.
So
I don't know.
drain the water. So
Yeah, because we're gonna season it with the that same. Show you. Same flavor.
So if you didn't drain the water, it becomes a little too watery.
Yeah, it'll take you a long time to cook it down. Yeah. So use this to kind of mix it for me. I'm gonna put a little bit of seasoning and just mix it up until it's dry. Okay, this is too high. I need to cook this now. I need to make sure the carrots are soft. So I'm gonna cook the carrots. They become pliable. And as it's cooking, then on the side, I put the kampyo. Kampyo is actually a gourd.
When you say gourd,
Like
that big round
Gourd,
vegetable,
yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
this is a gourd. So this needs to be, it's already been softened in water. It needs to be seasoned now. So you put that on the side. We'll season that. And then maybe on this side, I'll put the kamaboko. And then what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna get 4 eggs. That's what's complicated about, to get the mise en place, it's a lot of work.
So when you do eat it slowly to
Appreciate it.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just put it in your mouth at one time, you're done.
Guilty.
Guilty. And you're supposed to actually. It's supposed to be enough for you to fill into your mouth. Too hard to take a bite because
Yeah,
it'll
it-
fall out.
Yeah.
So, okay, 4 large eggs, and then 3 tablespoons of dashi, 2 teaspoons of sugar,
And again, no recipe. It's all in your head that
and
you know.
1/4 teaspoon of salt. Well, this one is just the basic recipe to make a Japanese style. You know the eggs that you eat in a sushi bar, it's kind of on the sweet side.
Okay, yeah.
It has a little bit of taste because there's dashi in it. Okay, now I have a special pan, a square pan, so that fits perfectly. Let me see. We're gonna turn this guy on, and we're gonna get that going. How's it going? Is it getting? It needs to be dry. Okay. You got a. Can I exchange with you? Can you reach over there?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I need the bigger. So this has to be really dry. So you just keep mixing it and cooking it until it's. And I'll tell you when it's dry. Like I said, it's all because the way we were taught. Oh, that's good. That's dry. That's good. Okay, so that is very good. See how dry it is now? It's getting drier. This is ready. Okay, what we're doing is we're making a very thin sheet. We don't want it too high. We don't want it to get too dark. Hopefully there's enough oil that it won't stick. It's kind of dried out and I'm not going to turn it. It's going to be hard to turn. So this is ready. I'm going to flip it into the cutting board here.
I'm actually intrigued with the square.
Square.
I like square eggs all of a sudden.
You do?
Yeah, it looks like you could just roll it up and.
Yeah. See, one of these can cut quite a bit, so basically I need only 2. But I'll need 2. So I'm going to cut this into, get it all ready. Doesn't have to be perfect because once it's in there, it doesn't matter. But I got 10 already right there. Okay, now we'll see how the carrots are doing. See, this is, like I said, making sushi is like cooking Mexican, a lot of Mexican food because, you know, there's a lot of prep before you get into it.
This one here, you're cooking all 3 in the same dish. Right?
Yeah, because you just want to season it and you're going to separate it, but you need all of these cooked, so it doesn't matter. The only thing I'm not going to put is the egg, and I cook the tuna separate, but these can be cooked all together. I put the carrots first because they take the longest to cook. The kamaboko or the uzumaki doesn't take much. You just want to flavor it, that's all. So we're almost there. Then the other one we're going to make is Inari sushi, which is your cone sushi. You know, all these flavors that are coming out right here, out of the carrots, I'm going to use this sauce to season the aburage. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, and we can work on it too. Do you know what aburage is?
I do not.
Okay. Aburage is tofu that's cut up and fried.
Well, there you go. Another
It's just tofu.
thing that tofu can do for you.
Yeah. So if you,
That's good for you.
it's another stop. And tofu is the most interesting thing because what happens is tofu changes, it morphs into different shapes and forms, okay? So tofu by itself is soft. You fry it and the whole texture changes into something spongy.
Okay.
Okay. Now this part is important. is opening this up, because once you cook it, you can't open it. You can't, it'll all fall apart. So right now, my mom used to always say, you gotta open it up and take some of this stuff out if it's too thick.
Not all of it, but some.
No, some of it, yeah. But you have to open it up and get it ready for
so
stuffing.
this is what I'm learning for sure, because when I've eaten it, I've thought about that. I'm going like, okay, is it like around and they cut it in half? Yeah, I couldn't figure out the actual goings on. How did they put the wrapping on it? Here I am coming to find out it's
so
almost
you're
like
gonna learn
a bun,
something.
so to speak.
It is, but it's all closed up, so you have to open
I actually
it.
thought that it was a round one and they sliced it in half.
No. Tofu is actually, if you're a vegetarian or want to become one, it's a good substitute because
Oh yeah.
it has a lot of, well, in fact, most soybean, when you think about the soybean is the one that is made, okay, this is done. I'm going to put this here for now. And then we'll flip it into it. I'm going to get a plate and start plating all of these things. Okay, so here we are prepping the Inari Sushi. And Inari Sushi is really interesting. It always intrigued me. In this form, fried tofu is called Inari. And Inari, I believe, is, I don't know why there's a legend about a fox. And so the word for fox is kitsune. A lot of the end dishes that have aburage are called kitsune, or fox.
Called what again?
Kitsune,
Kitsune.
which is fox.
Kitsune. What does the kitsune say?
What? Oh, no.
Oh, hey, you guys can sing it at home right now. But
What
use
does
kusine instead of the word fox.
what? Yeah, what does it say? There. Dark. Did I turn this?
So that means they're actually being cooked a little bit.
You have to, because they're chewy and hard. You need to cook them and soften them up. And nowadays, if you're not into cooking this, you actually can buy it pre-cooked. They're not cheap, they're very expensive, but it's worth if you just don't have the time and you just want to make this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start rolling. I'm going to clean this. Can you kind of wash this for me and then get it ready? We're going to roll some sushi. Okay.
Might be a little larger than normal.
I'm going to help you because it has to be a certain size, only certain amount. Otherwise, the reason is if you don't do it right, you're not going to be able to fold it over. If it's too big, it'll open up. Okay, so that's what's really, really important. So I got the rice all prepared and seasoned. I cooked this morning.
Already seasoned, you said.
Yes, which means that the hot rice, I put the vinegar, the equal parts of vinegar, sugar, and some dashi, a packet of the dashi in here. And then I cooled it off. Remember I said got to be cool. Okay, so I wet my hands with this because with the vinegar. I'm gonna give you this much. It's cold. And I need for you to make it like this. Cover it nicely, but not smash it. Okay, stick your fingers in there.
Both hands or what?
Yeah, whatever you're gonna touch the rice. You don't. The reason is you don't want to get your rice stuck on your fingers, right? So you just kind of press it in place.
Got it.
Okay, and about to here, a little bit more here. Okay. Even, pretty even. Is it pretty even?
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to put is our tuna.
Number one.
Okay, so we're just going to put a Not in the middle, okay?
Okay, that was the
About
first
here.
place I thought. Yeah.
About down
Not
here.
in the
About 1/3 and down. So in the middle would be about here, but just a little bit down. And then you put this,
Got it.
and then you put carrot. And it's okay, we can cut it later. And a maki.
The gourd.
And
Egg.
oh,
Now it's looking familiar.
okay, now then you do this. Tuck
Roll.
and roll. Okay, tuck it. Okay, now we'll work on this one. Do that. Tuck. Tuck under.
I'm going with this over.
You using this as a guide, but then when you get close, you move it.
Okay, there you go. You answered my question.
Okay, keep going. Okay.
Is that going to not be involved?
Okay. Got it? Let's see how we do it.
I can't be sure, but I think
Pretty
this is
good.
possibly the best sushi ever made.
It looks like it.
Could be
It
biased.
looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, it looks really
Let's
good here.
check your center. How good you are. I will call your wife now. She's gonna be so shocked.
Wow.
Wow.
Looks
look
like
at that.
store-bought.
Look at that. Wow, you did a great job.
Thank you very much.
What's very important is that you keep the knife wet. So always have a rag like this to wipe it. Okay, now
Now it's looking very familiar.
my knife is not very sharp. But wow. You see, and what happens is sometimes the end pieces you have to eat because it's not quite even.
Things I have to do.
Is the carrot cooked? Very good?
Mhm.
Good? Good. Wipe it down.
I'm only doing it because
That is absolutely gorgeous for the first time. I'm shocked. Okay, so that's what you're doing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's perhaps the best sushi ever made.
you think? Okay,
Can't
we'll
be
have
sure.
to see what the rest of the crew say.
That's good.
Okay, so pretty much, see how easy? You want to make
Yeah.
another one?
Let's do it. I'm
Okay,
excited
and then
now.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the inari ready.
Boy, you can't get much fresher than this, huh?
I'm so sorry, but yeah, somebody had to do it. You are the chosen one.
So I'm talking like a $20 platter right there, huh?
You probably worked that.
Of course.
Okay?
For sure, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you think about it, if you have to buy a platter, you're talking at least $20. So it's a, you can do it for the saw on the side. Now that you've mastered it. So we have different shapes here, which are very interesting, different sizes. This is bigger. I'm gonna put these on the side. This is smaller. That's fine. That's fine. Because in the end, it doesn't matter, right?
That's right.
Oh. Okay, so we got a platter that is pretty much, we could put more, or we could stack these like this, and then put more of the other, Maki Sushi. We could do that.
Got it.
But this is pretty much how it's going to look. Your $24 plate. So this is what the end platter looks like.
Got it.
You did such a great job. I
you
am
very
so
much.
impressed. So
Good
let's try it and let's see what
Okay, so
it
this
is.
is,
That's that is Maki's
and this one,
Inari Sushi.
Inari.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the Inari because
Yeah.
I've had a couple of these.
Okay. You did?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try the Inari too because I wanted to see if the aburoge cooked enough. Kind of chewy.
See, I got that little sweetness that I'm always
Yeah,
familiar with.
but I needed to cook a little bit more. But it's still good. It has a lot of flavor in the cone and in the rice.
Right.
Okay. So next time when I need to make sushi, can you help me?
Twist my arm, I'm there.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much for watching the Audrey Wilson Cooking Show. Until next time, aloha.
When you want a great meal, local style, turn on the Leo and sit a while. Watch and listen, then you'll know just how to do it on Audrey Wilson's Cooking Show.
The preceding program was a production of Naleo TV.